Welcome to Depression Talks Manual. In this community, open talk about depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. So hit that subscribe button because I promise you, you are not alone. Now this, excuse me, I have a cold, so if I sound nasally and I sneeze and all stuff like that, I am sick. But this episode is going to be, this live stream is going to be a big one, a very big one. My mental health update is about to be real. Turns out, long story short, I may not have bipolar depression. Whoa, right? So this live stream is going to be very heavy. This is probably one of the biggest live streams that I'm going to have in a long time. So if you're watching this on the playback, I suggest you watching at least halfway through. And if you're watching this live, then please know that this is about to be some big updates going on right now. So let me just jump straight into it. So by the way, I don't want to say hi to Inspired by B. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Eric Stad, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. And Christina, how you doing, Christina? Welcome to the live stream as well. So let's jump straight into it. Today I saw a psychiatrist, and I have seen a psychiatrist in the past. This is nothing new. But basically, I went to a psychiatrist today, and it turns out that I may most likely, actually, it's almost clear enough to say I don't have bipolar depression. And that's just, that's kind of astonishing, but also weird because, I do have depression. I'm not, let me just preface it by this. I'm not saying I don't have depression. Don't worry, like I said, this is a big update. So bipolar depression is something that I may not have. It turns out that I actually may have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. Okay? So we went back and forth, and basically I was, like I said, in all my videos, if not all my videos, I have bipolar depression, and I've said that for a long time now because I was professionally diagnosed and I saw a psychiatrist and things like that. And then seeing a psychiatrist today, they had talked to me and said, because of certain symptoms that you're having and things like this, it turns out that the medication that you've been on and blah blah. Long story short, I have really believed, because of my diagnosis, that I had bipolar depression, and it turns out that I may have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. This is big because for multiple reasons. A lot of times people get scared to talk to a psychiatrist, scared to see a therapist, but now more than ever, I feel like I wish I had seen my previous psychiatrist for a longer period of time. And I strongly suggest anyone that is going to see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, don't see them for a small amount of time. The reason why I saw mine for a small amount of time was because, and I'm sorry if this is a boring live stream, but this is, it's really big. The reason why I believed I had bipolar depression and didn't see a psychiatrist for a long time was because I was moving from Indiana to Florida. So I didn't even have enough time to see the same psychiatrist. In order for them to get things right, they have to see you for a continuous basis. You can't expect to see a psychiatrist once and that be the end of it. So overall, extra long story short, turns out I may have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder instead of bipolar depression. So this is big because, how you doing, Justin? Welcome to the live stream, buddy. Addie, what's up? Welcome to the live stream as well. So this is really big because if you're someone that's scared to see a psychiatrist, scared to see a therapist, this could scare you, and I don't want this to scare you. And this doesn't necessarily scare me, being the person that this happened to. It actually makes me happy because the medication that I have been on is incorrect. And that means that I can feel even better than I do now. So if, again, it's just a big moment here. I hope that, kind of, do you have any questions about what it's like seeing a psychiatrist? Do you have any questions about the experience? If you have any questions at all, comment them down below, and I would definitely share my experience of seeing a psychiatrist with you. But I wanted to make this video because, you know, I keep y'all updated on my mental health journey. I keep y'all updated on how I'm doing mentally, and now I know that I may actually not have bipolar depression, and I may have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, and that makes me feel so much better because that makes more sense of why I feel the way I do at the times I feel. I was diagnosed with PTSD, which caused depression and anxiety. So, exactly, and that makes perfect sense. How was that appointment, dear? So how you doing? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I just gave an update on the appointment, and I might be repeating this throughout the rest of this live stream. So if you're watching this on the playback, that's the information that I wanted to tell you, and I wanted you to know that you are not alone when it comes to medication, when it comes to seeing a psychiatrist, the journey, because it is a journey. You are not alone. So if you haven't, I strongly suggest you seeing a psychiatrist and you getting possibly diagnosed if you have a mental health illness like I do. Okay, so real quick recap. The appointment went extremely well, and I am so glad I went. It's been so long since I've seen a psychiatrist, too long in my opinion. They're actually going to be possibly pairing me up with psychiatry and therapy. So now I'm going to be changing my medication. I'm going to be, my diagnosis isn't actually bipolar depression, and it looks like my previous diagnosis was incorrect. So my diagnosis now is most likely major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I will confirm that once they confirm that in a few weeks, but it looks like that is my diagnosis. So I have 2 disorders or mental health illnesses instead of 1. What medication do you take? I'm going to be changing medication to Lexapro, something like that. So I've been having flashbacks to my past. I've talked to my counselor about it, and I see her in about a week. But can a psychiatrist help? Yes, a psychiatrist is professional to be able to diagnose you with both your mental illness and the medication that you need. So in my opinion, it goes therapist, psychologist, and then psychiatrist at the highest, if I'm saying that correctly. And again, I know this is a different live stream than normal. Usually I have a topic at hand, but I wanted to make sure I gave this update because I don't want there to be any understanding of my mental illness. And my mental health journey is important and as important for me to tell you my mental health journey as I get updated as well. So yes, a psychiatrist can help, Addie. What is a good alternative for Xanax? I struggle with severe anxiety. I'm not a professional, so I cannot give an answer to that question. Hope it should be okay. I truly believe that. I agree with that too. You may not understand me, but I live in the shadows. When I feel I am afraid of all of you, I am afraid of society, but I do not know that I will be strong or not. I do understand you. Sometimes we feel like hiding is the best possible thing for us to get through situations. So I definitely understand not exactly where you're coming from, but I understand where you're coming from. Thank you, Justin, for handling that, by the way. Please just block them. Thank you so much, Justin. That's why I love having supportive people like Justin. So thank you so much. Hey, man, I'm very happy for you. I hope everything goes well. Stay positive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Hope you're well and skin is glowing. Thank you so much, Wada. I appreciate that. Thank you. Keep it positive. Yes, definitely keeping it positive. So how do I feel about not knowing, how do I feel about my mental health illness being incorrect? Being misdiagnosed for mental health. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression, and it turns out I don't have that. I have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. Or it looks like I have that, right? So how do I feel about that? That's scary. That's a very scary feeling. How you doing, Ari? Welcome to the live stream. What up? Yo, what's up? What's up, Ari? How are you doing? What up? Yeah, going through that experience. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I'm not sure whether or not I'm like I feel happy though. It's weird. I feel happy because it's almost like somebody being convicted and going to jail for a long time, and then all of a sudden they're like, nope, actually, it turns out you're guilty. You're free of what you did, and I'm like, huh. That's how I feel about my diagnosis. I had bipolar depression, or was told I had bipolar depression, and then it changed. So now I'm just rambling, but that pretty much is the point of this live stream. I might be a shorter live stream than normal because I really want to make sure a lot of people watch this in terms of knowing my updates. I don't want people to have a misunderstanding. That's the biggest thing I am trying to do with this live stream, is to not have an understanding of my mental health illness. I do have depression. I'm not saying that sucks, because I appreciate it for what it is, but it just kind of stinks that I don't know, that I was misdiagnosed. It stinks, but it feels good at the same time. Who else noticed the name change? Yes, I did change the channel name. It used to be Depression Talks with the Manual, now it's just Depression Talks. Please travel, go to a random country and go for an adventure. Connect, build, and grow with people, but first do your research on the country you're traveling to. I agree. Does it bother you, your trust being misdiagnosed? No, it doesn't. For some reason, all of it makes sense. It just makes sense. Because when I first went to a psychiatric ward, that's where I was first diagnosed. And honestly, now that I'm getting diagnosed again. Previously, when I was diagnosed, when I was in the psychiatric ward, and nothing against psychiatric wards, but they see patients all the time. They see patients all the time, and they only saw me for a brief amount of time. They didn't see me for multiple sessions. The same kind of psychiatrist didn't, and so to be diagnosed, maybe it was rushed. Maybe they rushed their decision. Maybe they feel like I had to get in and out. But this psychiatrist took his time, really cared about what I was going through, my past, my future. They really talked to me and asked me questions about, how I feel and my symptoms, and it really was in depth. And he just seemed more knowledgeable about my diagnosis. So, yeah, I can be worried or scared that I was misdiagnosed, but when I heard the diagnosis, I was like, wow, that makes more sense of why I feel the way I do. So nope, I don't feel any type of resentment, anger, upsetness, anything like that. I honestly just feel like, wow, there's hope for me to feel better than I do now. So why should I feel upset about being misdiagnosed? It's human to make mistakes, so I understand you not being bothered. Exactly, it's human to make a mistake. The Artist, what's up? Welcome to the live stream, buddy. So again, this live stream, I think it's going to be a recurring thing of just me repeating. So again, it's going to be a different live stream than normal. But no, I was misdiagnosed with bipolar depression, and it turns out that I pretty much don't have bipolar depression. My psychiatrist is pretty sure about that. Turns out I most likely, and again it's not confirmed just yet, but I most likely have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. So if you don't know what those things are, major depressive disorder, and I'm not professional, I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences and understanding, but let's see here. Oh, so you have major depressive disorder. So you understand. Major depressive disorder is when you constantly are feeling down. Like you constantly. I've made tons of videos about the experience of having depression, but it's like you're pessimistic and you can't really help it. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of just look at life like, man, I'm going through the motions. I'm not really happy, I'm not really, hopeful about things, and you're like, if here's normal, like you're constantly here. So that's why when people say like, "Oh, suck it up," or just be positive," or just be happy, I'm like, it's not just that easy to just get there. Generalized anxiety disorder is when you worry about everything. I mean, you ask what if and you just worry all the time. I'm not talking about I'm worried if my car will start, I'm worried if I'll get to work on time. I'm talking about what if this doesn't work out? What if that doesn't work out? What if this person's judged me? What if I say this? How does this person react to exactly how I say this thing? What did I say the right tone? And then you worry about what happened after it already happened over and over again. Like, for example, I still replay conversations that I've had with people that they clearly have forgotten about the conversation, as in it's not important anymore. But I'm like, did I say that? Did they take it the wrong way? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did. Why did I say that? That's generalized anxiety disorder. So I might have both generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder. So everybody, I saw your comment, the artist says, oh my gosh, I do that too sometimes. So when it comes to mental health, you know, it's there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap. So I'm not saying these things to diagnose yourself and say, well, I might have generalized anxiety disorder as well. But I am saying that there is overlap. So for what might be for one person might not be another person. That's why you need to see a professional. Celexa and Wellbutrin is what I'm taking, and I hate Celexa so much. I hate those pills. Then if I were you, I'd go talk to a psychiatrist because I didn't like my medication that I was on. It made me feel numb. It made me feel emotionless. And it made me feel disconnected from people. And he actually said, now he said this, and now I'm not sure, I don't think it's a diagnosis. He didn't diagnose it to me. He said, but there's borderline personality disorder to where I feel a disconnect with my personality and others. But he didn't diagnose me with that. He said like there might be just a little bit of that. But yeah. Oh my God, it must be so hard to live with. How do you manage to at least act positive even though you're not feeling it? Wow, that's a really great question. It's to be honest with you, it's I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's easy to put on a face. I'm not saying I'm not. It's easier to put on a face than to show who you really are feeling. Wait, than to show how you're feeling. Excuse me. It's easier to put on a face than to show how you're feeling. So everybody does it. I mean, some people go into work. Have you ever been into work and somebody asks you how are you doing? You say you're fine, but you're actually not. It's the same thing in terms of showing that you're happy. I can show that I'm happy all the time, even though I'm not fine. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I'm just a positive. I'm an outwardly positive person with some deep rooted inside stuff. Yeah. It's hard to understand. Everyone is different. Mistakes happen. Mistakes do happen, exactly. Happy Martin Luther King Day Jr. I read that backwards. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to you too as well, Justin. So, do you have any questions in terms of generalized anxiety disorder or major depressive disorder? I'm not a professional on it, but maybe you got, hopefully sharing how my experience with depression is with you shows you that you're not alone and shows you that depression is a real thing. Mental health is a real thing. And I'm so freaking happy. I'm just so freaking happy that it just makes, when I heard those words, it just makes me just, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, that's what this is. Like, that's what this is. And now I can get on medication that's going to help me correctly. And that means that there's hope that my life is going to change for the better. I will leave this stupid community that does not understand me and no one understands me. Well, I hope you don't leave this community, and if we can't understand, then just keep commenting and hopefully we can understand. It's okay. How do you feel today, bro? I feel great. I'm sick. And today's live stream, I had something planned, but then my psychiatrist appointment completely changed that plan. because all I can think about now is how I may have a different mental health illness, and for over a year now, I believed I had bipolar depression. So I'm kind of in shock. I'm kind of in shock. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good, but it's just like I feel hopeful, and I haven't felt that in a while. Like I mean I that sounds really bad, but I feel hopeful because I'm like, yo, there might be actual hope that I can feel better than I do now, and I haven't felt that way about my mental illness in a long time. Like a feeling of hope, like wow, I can actually feel better and actually feel the hope. I haven't felt that in a long time. Let's see here. LED lights and some soft music works. I do that a lot now and eat ice cream just enough to get my night through. That's perfect. Hey, as long as you gotta do what works for you to get through your moments. So it's like wearing a mask. I am at the point that my feelings and emotions are all big. Bipolar depression disorder. I cannot hear of anymore. How do I train the mask? I'm not suggesting that you put on a mask. I'm not suggesting that you put on a mask to be happy. So I'm not gonna I shouldn't answer that question. Also, I have PTSD along with my depression, and then Celexa pills on top bump up my anxiety on all the time high. I'm telling you, talk with your psychiatrist, please, bro. Tell us what's going on and help us understand. Yeah, tell us what's going on. Yeah, help us understand. Do you think that therapy is effective? I'm at a crossroads about that. Sometimes I feel like I need it because I'm holding a lot of stuff in, but then I don't want to depend on anyone for answers. Okay, so I definitely believe cognitive behavioral therapy is helpful, and do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. If you haven't done it, try it. Excuse me. At least give it a try. You never know. It actually really could be helpful. So yes, I think it could be very helpful. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? Okay, hold on. I just want to feel like there is hope again. Yes, I know, man. I know. If you listen, if you're someone that you feel hopeless and you feel despair and you're feeling unhappy and you're just depressed and you're like, when's the next time I'm going to feel better? Please know you're not alone in that. And I have felt that way for years. So what I can say is that take action to getting help for your mental health. Don't expect your life to change by just wanting it to change. You gotta make it happen. You gotta take action, make the phone call, get professional help right away. And when it comes to cost and the money and you say you can't afford it, listen, I'm not balling out, okay? I ain't got money like that. I don't. But what my dad said to me is, I'm going to live with it forever. He says, is your money more important than your life? And the answer is no. So do what you can to make it happen and get the help that you may need. Was this the best thought you'd ever feel before this diagnosis? Was this the best you thought you'd ever feel before this diagnosis? Wow, that's a great question. I guess in my mind I was like, okay, well, yeah, I was like, this is my life. Like this is what I'll deal with. And honestly, yes and no. Because I went into the appointment believing I was like, I'm changing my medication. I was like, I don't like my medication. Something has to change. So that means that I believe that something could be better. But so yes and no. I believe that there was something that could be better, but I felt stuck at the same time. I've been feeling much better about myself. That's awesome, Kevin. I'm really glad that you're feeling better about yourself, buddy. All right, everybody comment down below on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely happy, 1 being depressed. Where are you today on that scale? A scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm extremely happy, 1 being I don't know how you all manage to keep holding on and staying hopeful. I have bipolar disorder and it isn't even easy living with it. Listen, it's not easy, but it's not easy. I think I don't remain hopeful. I think that, I just keep fighting. Like sometimes I hope that things get better. Sometimes I'm like things aren't getting better, but I'm going to keep pushing forward because I've been on the other side where I give up. And I'm telling you, giving up doesn't feel much better than fighting. It feels way worse. So continue to fight. Trust me, that's a better thing to do than to give up. That's what keeps me going because I've given up before, and I'm telling you, it is not the move. It is not the move. I've been there, man. That's cool, Kevin. I'm very alone with my MH at work. I feel like a lonely freak. I worry so much all the time. I will be talking to someone over the phone tomorrow to hopefully to get to see a psychiatrist. I'm rock bottom. But Kevin Ferrari, though, you're actually going to be hopefully seeing a psychiatrist. That's awesome news. I am so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And I hope that this goes well, and I hope you do see a psychiatrist. So you've hit rock bottom, so that means that the only way there is up. And I hate that cliche saying, but it's so true. I've hit rock bottom in my life before. That means that the only way you can go is up. So I'm really rooting for you, Kevin, and you got this, okay? You got this. I live with my boyfriend who isolates himself in a room. He depresses me. I want to move out so bad, but can't afford to. I'm not depressed, but feeling frustrated in this living situation. Christine, that sounds really rough. Hey, if I was in your shoes and you said that you want to move out, you gotta make that happen. So if you gotta get a second job just to get out of that situation, you gotta do what's best for you at times. So if you feel like it's time for you to get out of that place, make it happen any way possible. Walmart is where I buy my pills. It's cheap and also the good RX app for pills discounts. Nice, I didn't know that. All right, so we got an 8, a 6 or 7, a 4, a 5, a 7, a 5. No worries, who is? I appreciate you in the live stream. True Preach Mail. You're a 0. I'm sorry you're a 0. And hopefully this live stream makes you feel just a little bit better knowing that you're not alone, okay? So right now, if I were to answer that same question, right now I feel like a 6, 7. I feel kind of confused, to be honest. I'm still kind of like jumbled up because you all know why now. if you don't know why now, I was just clicking a little bit earlier in this video where I share my diagnosis with you, but yeah, so I'm feeling like a 6, 7. I'm looking for even a job out of the state. Thanks. I am looking for even a job out of state. Good. That's awesome. I've been going through my dreams since the start of 2020. I feel like I could be a great filmmaker, and that feels so great. I would be a 10 if I would have meditated lately. Awesome. Yes, Jabril. That's awesome. Pursue it. Try it out. See if you like it. Do it. Day range 6 through 10. My brother came home from a trip, so it was like waking up on a Christmas this morning. 6 from certain strain with a toxic family member. No worries. I am happy. I am happy that your brother came home from a trip. That's awesome, and I'm sorry to hear that some strain with a family toxic member happened. But don't let that bring down your whole entire day. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm pretty tired. I have not been able to, sleep 100%, but I try my best. Do you also experience the fear to enjoy good days or moments because you're waiting for the mood to go? Sorry, wow. Do you also experience the fear to enjoy good days or moments because you're waiting for when your mood is going to drop? So, yes. To answer that question, no, because I already know that those good moments are temporary. But I also know that the bad moments are temporary too. See, a lot of us, we get into this mindset where we believe that, like, I'm scared to have the good moments. I'm scared to have these good moments. And because I know the bad's going to come. But nobody says, I know the good's going to come. I know the good is going to come. Right? Why do we do that to ourselves? Well, because we deal with depression. But so I'm trying to really suggest to you that for myself, no. When I have the good moments, I'm like, man, I'm going to enjoy the heck out of this moment because I know it's not going to last forever, but I'm going to enjoy it anyways. So So like that's weird. As I said that, I just went through like a feeling in my mind of like just depression. Like I was like, yeah, but you're depressed right now, aren't you? And I was like, why? Like why do I think that? You know? And then I go through this cycle, and it goes back and forth. So yeah. I need my girlfriend to check herself in case she isn't bipolar as well, because a lot of it doesn't match her either. Got you. Got you. Why not? Double check everything. I'm multitasking while watching this. I couldn't miss this. Hey, Jabril, I appreciate that. I'll go and leave, and thank you for the good invitation too. Hey, again, if you want to be a part of this community, DT Nation, I'm glad you're a part of this community, and you're not alone. Hey, what's up, Angel on a journey? What's up, girly? I feel like the bad moments make us stronger. I've been having a lot of bad moments lately, but I can't wait for good moments to come. Eric, but the way you said that, yes, that is such a positive outlook on your mental health. That's how you get through moments. You say to yourself, the bad moments make us stronger. They make us more complete. Excuse me. But yeah, we can't look at the bad moments as just bad. Like, I'm depressed, I'm down, I'm feeling bad, and that's the best, that's it. I'm like, no, you're getting through this, you're fighting through this, you're learning from it, and you're going to learn how to deal with it even better in the future. How's everybody? Yeah, how has everybody's January been so far? How's everybody's 2020 so far? Yeah, comment down below. How has your 2020 been so far? So far, my 2020 hasn't been bad yet, but I've been alone, which is a bummer. Hey, it's all right, but I'm glad it hasn't been bad. That's good. Why do you love people when you don't know them? So I love people. Oh, that's a great question. Why do I love people even when I don't know them? Huh. It's simple, really. Because I would appreciate if somebody loved me the same way. I'm like, wow, you love me, you don't even know who I am? Thank you. Like, wow, like how thoughtful is it to love someone for who they are and you don't even know who they are? So, no, I love you guys because I know that you're dealing with something that I similarly deal with. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys because I know I'm not alone when it comes to mental health. So I support you. Even though I don't know who you are, I've never met you in person, I've never talked to you face to face, you're still someone across from that screen that you're looking at right now. You're still someone that I care about because you go through something that I go through too. That's why I can say I love you for who you are. Okay? Good, Kevin. I'm glad that I'm glad you had a good vacation. It's okay. Mood swings all over the place. It's okay. I'm gonna call you SJK. S. I'm gonna call you S. It's all good. Stay strong. Jabril says very good start to year, fam. That's what's up. Hey, is Trini Princess says surprisingly good. S says I love you. Sending love right back. Dar says, how do you maintain a relationship if both people in a relationship have depression? I feel like it's hard for me right now. That's a really good question. Open communication. You have to make sure that you have open communication. If you feel like you can't talk to her about everything, or you can't talk to each other about everything, then that's going to cause you to build tension, resentment, and it gets worse. So the same thing that happens with two people that don't deal with mental health illnesses is the same thing that happens with people that both deal with mental health illnesses. You have to have open communication, open dialogue about everything in a relationship in order to make it work. I'm learning that the hard way. I've had CBT, but has anyone heard of DBT? I have not. Thank you, S. My 2020 has been disturbing, but I caught myself and now dusting myself off. Dust your shoulders off and go and stay strong and positive the rest of the year. Yes, Lulu. Yes. That's what I like to hear. Woo! I was to the point of giving up this month. Like, I just feel so alone sometimes, man. Eric, I know sometimes you feel alone, but you're not alone. That's why I keep stressing to you. You're not alone. Yo, I just got, like, just think about it, man. Me, my own experience, I deal with depression and suicidal thoughts and not wanting to be here. And somebody else's live stream is feeling that way now, and then somebody else across the world is feeling that way. So we are not alone. So no matter how alone you feel, just remember that DT Nation is here for you. I have a French surname. No worries. My girlfriend right now is at her low, and she's not talking to me right now, which makes me mad and depressed, and I try not to do the same. Give her space. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people need space too. You can't force a horse to drink. So yeah, you can't force somebody to say something that they don't feel like saying. So be there when she needs you. When she needs you. Let's see here. Why do you always be happy in front of people, and why do you smile and talk kindly? So that's just who I am as a person. I generally just have an uplifting spirit, and my mom says I was born and I came out the womb smiling. She says that to this day. I came out the womb smiling. So no, I think that's just part of my character and who I am. I just love being positive for people, and make people happier, or helping make people happier. Okay, are there any more questions? Does everybody know what's going on? Because this is a big deal, and if you don't know what's going on, then let me know right now, because I think the point of the live stream was to let you know what's going on. Let's see here. One more question. Does anyone or you experience muscle tightening, agitation, just being severely tense? Sometimes there isn't a trigger, just being tense. So there is, I don't personally deal with that, muscle tightness or just feeling tense. Maybe somebody else in this thing does. Hopefully they heard the question that I just asked. But I personally don't deal with muscle tenseness or tightening. But I was asked questions about that when I was in the psychiatric ward, so there could be correlation with that and mental health. So I'll again talk to a professional about that. Glad you're here. Isn't it interesting that people who uplift have issues themselves? I remember this. Thanks. Angelia, hey, I'm glad to hear that this was uplifting. And yes, you're exactly right. The people that sometimes make people laugh the most and smile the most actually hurt the most. So that's something that a therapist told me. Yeah, you're like the rapper XXX Tentacion because his hair looks like his hair. Thank you. I'm guessing that's a compliment, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Why'd you change this channel name, fam? It's kind of like a kind of surprise. So I took off with Emmanuel because depression talks. If you don't know who I am, I can act. I can act. Sorry, I read something, but I can say my name. And two, I wanted it to be more professional. So Depression Talks is a more professional thing and to say. Plus, it's the Depression Talks podcast. So I didn't say Depression Talks with the Manual podcast. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to change the name to Depression Talks and make it more cohesive with the channel. How do you act so positive when you have gone through a lot? It is easy for you to do. So Anna, I have been through a lot in my life, and I've learned that I have a choice to make. I can choose to remain down and remain sad about it, or I can say, you know what, those things happened in my life, and I'm going to learn from them, and I'm going to grow from them, and mature from them. So those are that's what I did. That's the reason why I'm able to talk the way I do. I'm able to be as positive as I am, is because I've chosen to look at my negative situations in my life and say, okay, well, this isn't a negative situation. This is something that sucked and freaking sucked, but it's going to help me grow. It's going to help me learn. It's going to help me be a better person. So that's what went through my mind, and that's the reason why I'm able to be more positive than negative, because I've chosen to change my perspective on the negatives into a positive. No thanks for the duty, man. I appreciate it. Uh, hmm. Awesome. What can also help is sharing experience with others. Yes. Let's see, DT Nation, whatever you guys are going through, we got this. Yes, we got this. Let's see here. Yo, sorry I'm late. I had stuff to do. No worries, Ashley. I hope you're doing well. Andy DeVirgo, how are you doing, man? It's been a long time for sure, and I'm doing a lot better. You a Gemini, we are warriors. Live in Holland and going to sleep. It's 1:40. All right, S. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your night and you sleep and sleep well. Comment down below. Everybody comment down below where you're from. Comment down below. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Comment down below. Do it. Do it. Let's see it. I want to see where everybody's from. So let's see here. Eric says from California. Let's see. I find I get on people's nerves when I talk about mental depression. Hey, don't worry. It's the same thing in the U.S. Florida, South Carolina, the UK, St. Louis is up in this house. St. Louis. I see. Thank you so much for your help. I love you. Love you too, Anna. Let's see. Hey, I literally don't know who you are, but like, have a good night. I guess, and enjoy a like. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trinidad, Tobago. Sorry, I said Tobago. Tobago, Twin Island, Haiti, Queens, and New York. Twin Cities, all up in this piece. I am from Indianapolis, Indiana. Yes, I am from the 317. So, yeah, that's where I'm from. But I'm currently living in Florida. Haha. Currently living in Florida. So, yeah. But cool, I love seeing where everybody's from. I do that occasionally because I just love giving everybody a shout out. That's why I have this road map. So that way, everybody in this road is represented. Everybody. Saudi Arabian, nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. LA. LA is in the house. That's crazy. You know I better not mess with you, Emmanuel. Let me know if they do. They better not, man. I'm gonna be fighting somebody if they do, man. They better not mess with me. I got DT Nation behind my back. So, England, a village called Yardley Golbian, is not from the Lord of the Rings. That's good. That's good. Hey, Florida, it's been a bit nicer lately, which is helping with seasonal depression and stuff. It has been nicer for sure. So, overall, I'm going to be ending the live stream, but overall, I wanted to make sure you all knew what was going on. I'll quickly recap, just in case you just joined the live stream. Oh man, you are so awesome and your smile is beautiful. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. So let me give a really quick recap before I end this live stream. If you haven't understand what everything that's going on, I most likely don't have bipolar depression. I most likely have major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I did not know these things until today. And how do I feel about it? I feel great about it because there's a reason why I feel the way I do, and that means that I could potentially feel better than the way I do, and there's hope. There is hope! There is hope! There is hope, and I'm so happy about that. So, how do I feel about seeing a psychiatrist or therapist? Still go see one. See one consistently. Just make sure you understand if you can really just feel it in your gut. Like this person's really asking me questions, trying to take care of me. See a psychiatrist, see a therapist. Alright. That is everything, okay? Hey, I appreciate you saying that, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. So that's everything. And all of us gotta keep on fighting, just like Eric said. Keep fighting. Keep pushing forward. I hope that you have a good night. We are not alone. You are not alone. Never forget that. Alright. I think it's time to end the live stream. As I always say, I saw it. I saw it. Tasha, I see you in the live stream. It's all good. I'm going to do it every single Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And the artist said it with me. As I always say, do you stay swagalicious? and keep smiling. Peace. All right, y'all. Enjoy your nights, evenings, or mornings. Stay strong. I love you. You're awesome and amazing just the way you are. Don't forget that. And hey, keep fighting. Keep fighting.